What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dr. Quack podcast. As you can see, I've got the manager of champions here, Mr. Eric Nelson, along here, and here is the news. Eric, you want to start with the news on that one?
So this has been a rough week for professional wrestling. We have lost Balor Armstrong. We've lost two staples in Georgia wrestling in the earlier days, Paul Phoenix and Cowboy Bill Stokes. So moment of silence as we do the 10-bell salute.
Yeah, I mean, they're really going to be missed. I mean, Bullet Bob, you know, he was a tough man. I mean, definitely during the independent territories, he pretty much, you know, took care of business.
Absolutely. From my experience, one of the best guys to learn from, always willing to help out the younger guys, you know, especially if you showed him that you had the it factor, he would invest time in you.
Here's a little known fact. Did you know he wrestled until 2019, his last dated match?
Yes.
Wow. That blew my mind. When I heard that, I said, man. I mean, he was, what, 78, I believe?
Yes.
And still going. And I see guys nowadays that, you know, couldn't work half as good, and they're like, you know, a quarter of his age.
Yeah.
You know, I mean.
That's very true.
I mean, the guy was definitely top-notch talent. You know, Paul Phoenix and Billy Stokes, I did not know really well. You knew them better?
Yes. Well, when I started at AW in Fort Valley, both those guys came through. Paul Phoenix, real top babyface. Billy Stokes had that veteran presence. So they're definitely going to be mixed. It was definitely a shock to see, even though Billy was, you know, a little up in age, it's still a shock to see because you just, you know, life is precious. You don't know. We're not promised tomorrow.
Right. Really not. So yeah, let me move on with the news here. Here we go. Oh my God. Yeah, there's some bells there. You hear that? Yeah. So reportedly, Monday night, the wrestlers and staff were very unhappy with Vince McMahon because he came in an hour prior and changed the entire script. And the pay-per-view is happening this week as well, tomorrow night. Do you feel like they rushed this?
Yes. It's like, why do we need back-to-back pay-per-view? And it's like, you know, I'm probably getting a little heat for saying this, but I'll go ahead and say it.
That's what we do.
I feel like Vince honestly needs to pass the company to, you know, Shane, Stephanie, and Hunter, because let's face it, the guy's getting a little senile and making these kind of decisions like, okay, it's time to pass the torch. It's time to usher in a new product. His problem is, if it isn't his idea, it's garbage. And that's what we faced when we saw the end of the Monday Night Wars and so many people coming over to WWE and being used horribly. Mm-hmm. That's why so many people jump to AEW, because they're clearly upset at the direction that company is going because he won't let go.
Yeah. So, yeah, speaking of which, dream match supposedly coming from CM Punk here. He wants to take on Kenny Omega. Would you want to see that match? Does that interest you at all? Or?
I mean, is Punk even ring ready anymore?
I don't know. I mean, could he be ring ready? Maybe.
He'd have to train a lot.
Yeah, I actually feel like that would have to be at least a 6 month to a year to get.
I mean, when was the last time he was actually physically in a ring?
UFC or WWE?
Well, a wrestling ring.
Yeah, that's been a long, long time. God.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2007? Is that what we're going with?
No, 7 years. Okay.
Oh, 7 years. Okay. Yes.
That makes sense. I would say no. Yeah.
Thank you, Gavin. So here we go. Cody Rhodes still fighting over copyright issues over the American Dream. He is trying to get licensing back for that, you know, from his father. Do you think there's a chance that happens?
I'm on the fence about it, but I'm behind Cody on this one. I mean, after all, that's his daddy. If anybody should carry that legacy on, I mean, come on, what are you going to do with it if you don't give it to Cody? Seriously.
Right. And Vince being spiteful, yeah, he would keep that as long as he can. I mean, plus he had, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes in the WWF.
I mean, okay, let's talk about that for a minute. I mean, he made a complete joke of that character. And Dusty took it and ran with it. I gotta give him props. Always respected the Dream for his accomplishments in this business, and throw lemons at him, he's gonna make lemonade. I mean, that's just what it is. Definitely one of the better promo artists of the business. And it's only right that Cody Rhodes takes over that moniker and takes over that legacy because, I mean, it's his birthright.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be completely spiteful and unprofessional for that not to happen. But that's my take on it.
I got you. So Finn Balor's now retiring the Demon character. Did you like the Demon character?
Yes.
I mean, do you think he should stick around?
I felt like the reason he was signed in the first place was the Demon character, number one. And number two, it's like, since they have brought him in, they've missed the boat on the guy, honestly. I mean, they haven't marketed him right. They've made him a very vanilla character, like very boring, very ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, and he looks good in NXT. He has good matches there, but it's not the same.
But when you look at the whole person concept, what sold people on Finn Balor was that demon gimmick. I mean, honestly, that's what made him popular, made people want to see him. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I totally get it. So Karrion Kross vacates the NXT title due to injury. Keith Lee goes up to the WWE, and of course, there's a lot of people now mad because of, I guess, the mini dress that everybody's been calling it he wears. And, Keith Lee's like, I don't care, I've made it to the business and I've made it up. And he's took on Randy Orton in his first match. So, I mean,
I will say this. I've worked shows with Keith Lee in the past. Top-notch talent. He's finally got there. Well-deserved. If it's working for him, why mess it up?
Right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? He has potential to be so much larger than, as a superstar and what he is now. And I think we'll see a lot of that in the coming years.
Yeah. And here we go. Who is the leader of the Retribution? Some people are saying it might be Roman Reigns. They're talking about unveiling that towards the Survivor Series. Any guess on who you think it might be?
I'm going to go with Reigns on that one.
You think it could be Reigns?
I think so. I think it's a strong possibility, especially the way they have brought him back into wrestling and everything.
Yeah, they're trying to make him a monster heel. They're smashing him over.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he deserves it, honestly. One of their better drawing guys, one of the most popular guys. I mean, he's a moneymaker. Why not?
Yeah. We'll be right back. We have a quick commercial break, and then we're going to go down the preview.
This is Gangrel, your fang and bang, Taqueria Lucha Libre. Want some? Get some, bad enough, take some. Don't miss out. Best taco on town.
And we're back. So right now we're getting ready to break down Payback, because it's Payback a week later from the pay-per-view of SummerSlam, which I'm still trying to figure out. But I want to go down the card here, and I just want to tell you, the first match on the card I really want to go over is Sasha Banks and Bayley going against Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Who do you got on that?
I'll take Jackson Baszler.
Yeah, I mean, according to this is supposed to be the breakup where Bayley and Banks are going to fight each other. They're going to get back their rivalry. Here we go. Randy Orton in a return match against Keith Lee.
I'm with it.
Yeah, I want to see that match. I think Keith Lee comes out. But then again, I mean, because they don't want to make either one of them look bad. I almost feel like there's going to be some sort of DQ in this. No contest, possibly.
I can see that, the way they're pushing Keith.
Right. So we have Rey Mysterio and his son Dominic taking on Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins in tag team action. How did you like Dominic?
I mean, I like the fact that he's taking on the family business, but he needs work.
Yeah.
Definitely needs work. They need to develop him a little better. He definitely needs to hit the gym.
Yeah, I mean, dude, speaking of other guys there, I can't remember his name, the Colts punter right now. McAfee, yes. McAfee, I'm telling you, you did a great job. You, sir, get the Dr. Quack 2 thumbs up of the week. I'm telling you, you made me proud watching on Saturday. Thank you so much. Just wanted to say that. So we got The Fiend taking on Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman in the triple threat match for the Universal title. Who do you got there?
As much as I hate to say it, I think they're going to screw the Fiend out of the title, possibly put it on Roman.
I really hope not. Why are you going to bury the Fiend? And yes, I know everybody likes to use bury anytime somebody loses, but no, the guy just won the title.
I know, but you know how they are.
I know. So if it's going to happen, I'm almost expecting Roman Reigns to pin Braun Strowman. If that happens, I really am pulling for the Fiend to keep his belt just for another month at least, maybe 2. If we can get to Survivor Series, I'll be really happy.
Wait a minute, what we got?
Well, there's a bit of a wild card. Remember the Mr. Money in the Bank?
Oh yeah, we got Otis out there too. Good point. Look,
now that's a swerve, ladies and gentlemen.
So could Otis cash in Money in the Bank?
that could be another thing. Yeah, I mean, you never seen it coming. Part 2. Yeah, Jesus. So, you know, and that's going to be a great match to watch. We're talking about some rumored matches here. One of them that's actually just gotten announced. I read this about a half hour ago. Matt Riddle takes on Baron Corbin. The big rivalry here now. Are you excited to see that, or you feel kind of lukewarm?
I mean, Dumpster Fire 2.0.
Oh, God. I like Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle's got some decent talent. And I like Baron Corbin. I know people go, he sucks. And I'm like, I love him because he's a cowardly heel sometimes. And he's an ass. So that definitely, you know, makes my vote. It'll be a solid.
He looks like a crackhead.
Okay, so you heard that. But I think he looked good. I think it'll be a solid match. The other ones here.
Maybe we can book 2 homeless guys under our five. Do a better match, probably.
Oh my God! All right,
moving along.
Yeah, AJ Styles, Jeff Hardy, IC title return match. Would you want to see that one?
Yes.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to go over if it goes down?
I could go either way. I mean, me and George Boy, I'm behind AJ, of course.
Yeah.
Not take away anything Jeff Hardy does, but I wouldn't mind seeing AJ pull that off.
I think Jeff Hardy's going to retain it. I really do. I just something.
I'm just saying I wouldn't mind. That's just my suggestion.
I don't mind either way. If AJ's champion either way, but I see Hardy just retaining this for a little while. I don't know how long. Big one here: Kevin Owens versus Aleister Black. They've had their issues over the last few weeks on Raw, and neither one of them guys are really having a rivalry now that Seth Rollins is fighting Ray. Would you want to see that match?
Sure, I like both talents. Even from some of their earlier stuff that I watched.
Who would you take?
An Aleister Black guy, I gotta be honest.
Yeah, dude, he's talented. He is. I like KO on a promo though. If you got pop KO on, he knows how to talk.
I'll give him that, but as far as skills, I gotta take Aleister Black on that one.
Yeah, I think he's got the edge. And so I want to also get to now my movie of the week, which I am very happy. I don't plug very many podcasts. He loves the bell, dude. Movie of the week. I don't plug very many podcasts or anything. But this week, on the Dead Meat podcast over there with James H. Nice, they are covering one of my favorite horror trilogies there, and that's the Rob Zombie style movies. That's your House of a Thousand Corpses, that is Devil's Rejects, that is Three from Hell, rather, excuse me. And the movie I'm suggesting right now is 31. 31 is a real classic. It had the Wolfman in it, and you know he went into Three from Hell with them as their cousin. I thought it was an interesting movie because, you know, you didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but, you know, it was the odds makers. It was like watching Condemned in a horror movie for me. And there we go. By the way, just want to put out one more thing here. September 12th will be the casting call here at Flashback Games in Marietta, Georgia. Make sure you're here. Believe me, we've already got some people hired, but we have a lot of spots to fill.
Yes, we do have roles available.
So if you're an actor, if you're an actress, if you're a set designer, if you're a graphic designer, if you're into marketing, come down here. We want to talk to you, and we want to make this film great. And on that,
and I'll definitely say this, and this has been a concern of mine as of late, not just dealing with putting together casting calls, but showing up, being reliable. What I'm looking for this film is how reliable are you? You know, I don't want to invest a lot of time in somebody that's not reliable. I'm going to look for reliable people to show up for this film. This is to be taken very seriously. Because there's going to be some high profile people in this film. I'm not going to spoil it for everybody yet. But even with the couple announcements I've made, there's going to be some people that are going to raise some eyebrows involved here. So I need people to be, you know, ready and able and ready to do this and show up on time and be professional and be ready to make this a truly great production to close out a rather rough year for all of us.
Make sure you like the pages, Stranglehold Entertainment and Quack House Productions on Facebook. Also, the Dr. Quack podcast page is on there to catch your latest episodes. And if you're looking for news, check out those other two. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank you for coming on, my friend. And I'm out.